review about rounding for you. So most of you were able to work with me on rounding in the class on Friday. So if that was you, you're going to remember most of this, but it's a good reminder for everyone about how we are rounding. So remember our real life example is if you're rounding numbers, it's kind of like being on a road trip, realizing, hey, I need to stop and go to the restroom right now. And excuse my drawing, that's not great. And you have two gas stations that you have a choice to go to. If this right here is your car and you got to go to the restroom really badly, this gas station makes more sense to go to, right? It's closer. So when you're rounding your numbers on your math paper today, you are practicing finding the number that is closer to your special number. So when we're rounding, the number line on the screen here has a number line on it already that has a 40 at the beginning and a 50 at the end. If we were rounding to the nearest 10, which is what you're doing on your first few practice problems, then if you have a special number and your special number is let's do 47, then that means 47 begins with 40. So if I'm going to draw a number line to show my work, I would need my number line to start with 40, just like the one at the bottom of the screen does, and then it's going to end at 50, because 47 comes between 40 and 50. Some of you also know that I have drawn a mountain. Some of you were calling it a rainbow to show my work as well. So my rainbow or my mountain would start with a 40 and end with a 50. Excuse the bad computer drawing. Between 40 and 50 is 45. 45 is between 40 and 50 because 5 and 5 is 10. So this is how you set up a line or a mountain to show your work. The last step is to put your special number on the line or on the mountain. So 47 would go right here because it comes after 45, which means that it rounds to 50. Or right here on the mountain, again, it rounds to 50. Doesn't look much like a 50. So this is how we are showing our work with rounding. On your paper today, you're going to see that you have space to draw a line or a mountain under some of your problems. And then on the other side of your paper, you are working on rounding to the nearest 100. Okay, so if I'm rounding to the nearest 100, then what I'm going to do is I'm going to pay attention to the hundreds in my number. So let's say my special number is 374. I'm just going to pay attention to the hundreds now instead of just the tens like before. I'm going to draw a line or a mountain, rainbow. I'm going to start with 300 because my special number starts with 300. 400's on the other side of that. That's the next 100. And so I want you to think about it. The reason we're starting with 300 and ending with 400 is because 374 is between those two numbers, between those two hundreds. This time the middle is different though. It's 50 because 50 plus 50 is 100. So 350. It's good to put that middle mark so that you can choose the right side. Now I have to put my special number on the line or the mountain. So 374 would go here because it comes after the 50s, or on this side of the mountain, which is here. So when you're working today and you're working on your paper, you will notice, I'm going to make myself big now, you're going to notice that on the front side you have space to do these lines. Number 4 on this side has a tricky step. Do your best. You may not figure it out. That's okay, but I want you to try your best. This one's actually going to require you to do 2 lines or 2 mountains. And then on the back, this one breaks it down a little bit slower into steps. Some of these are asking you questions about parts of the number. It's not asking you to round, but like this one says, is 180 less than 150 or greater than 150? So your answer would be less or greater, and it says prove it. One of the ways you can prove it is by putting your number on the number line up here at the top. You could use the number line that's already there. So read carefully. Some of these do say draw a line or a mountain, so you'd have to do that down here. But this side is a little different than just straight rounding. So that's what we're working on today. Just try your best.